One. How's it going, everyone? This is Frank Avone, and we are here live for episode 4 of the Cheap Flights and Cornbread podcast. Thank you all for tuning in, and happy Groundhog Day. We have a lot to talk to you about. We're here with a special guest, Tony Pietrafesa.
What's up?
And returning madman, Brett Porter, the legend, the captain. Any definition you want to give him, he is that. Welcome.
Thanks, Frankie. Thank you.
Wow. The captain?
That's his name.
Just any.
So before we get into our day here,
right.
let's just Brett tell him why you're the captain.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so June 20th, 2014, I go to my first ever graduation party.
Yes.
And it was exactly 1 week before my high school graduation. I drank a handle of Captain Morgan, and I was chasing it with Mountain Dew. And I threw up profusely. And ever since then, even as I was walking across the fucking stage to get my diploma, people were yelling, "Oh my God, it's Captain!" It's like, oh,
dude,
no.
Yeah, Captain of the Mountain, doing the do.
Dude, you ever throw up in a chlorinated pool?
No.
No.
Well,
You ever have a dog make a guest visit on your podcast?
Yeah.
We did.
What's up, Iris? How
Iris
you
is
doing?
here to check the level.
We have a guest here
Again.
that just wanted to come in and leave, just to inspect, make sure the audio was working correctly today.
Iris is very picky about all that stuff.
Very particular. As a best eater, as eater of the year should be.
It takes a lot for somebody to become the best eater, and I'm only saying this because.
She's like.
You must have heard us talking.
Someone
about
talk the best eater.
So the best eater of of 2021, right here, Iris Singleton. She basically we gave her the award because she wasn't always the biggest eater, but she turned her life around.
That's
and
good.
She, with words of encouragement from us, my girlfriend and I, we will sit there while she eats.
Okay.
She'll look at us, confirm that it's okay. And we'll be like, "Keep going, buddy. Good job. Keep going." And then she'll get hyped.
Okay,
she'll be like,
cool.
"I'm gonna eat all day. I'm gonna be the best eater of 2021." And then, lo and behold, this little girl turned 6, and now she is the best eater.
You know, my dog used to be kind of a picky eater, but you know what I did? Is like he eats dry food, take like a spoon of wet food, and just like mix it in with the dry food.
Okay.
Loves it.
Loves it?
Yeah, it's like a sauce, you know.
So we'll have to try that. We've tried like pumpkin puree and stuff like that.
Maybe something.
But she's also a beggar. She's gonna be 22's beggar of the year because she likes begging for food now.
Okay.
And she loves standing next to the grill. But Iris, we're just gonna ignore you and just keep going on.
We
can't ignore you.
You guys do your thing. I'll give her attention.
Yeah, you give her attention.
All right.
Pretty girl.
So it's been a pretty big. Before we get into Tony's crazy life story here, we had a great week this week already. It's only Wednesday. Yesterday we dropped the trailer to Grappling Greg, the story of Greg Bell, the new full-length documentary coming out from Mirth Films in 2022 in the fall. It's a story about one of the biggest concert promoters that this area has. He's been doing it for over 30 years. Greg has been responsible for most of the fun that you've had if you've been in the capital region, and making sure bands are paid just a fair wage. That doesn't happen always, as you know, as a musician.
And, what is fair,
I mean,
bro?
And that guy will lose money to make sure you make money.
Well, that sounds like a good promoter.
Yeah, and but it's his 30th anniversary, and we're excited. It wasn't timely. It wasn't supposed to be like this. We've been working on this documentary for 2 years with the help of Kim Neaton, who is Greg's right-hand woman, and also become just a great friend throughout making this documentary. Please go check out the documentary now on the YouTube channel. Sorry, not now. You gotta watch this first.
After we're done, you can go look at the trailer.
The trailer. Drops fall 2022. Stay tuned about a premiere and just when we actually are planning on announcing it. Secondly, we also did have the premiere of the Thomas Ian Nicholas Band's set at Palace Sessions, which is Palace Theater's online monthly concert series. For those who don't know, if you don't know Thomas Ian Nicholas, he was in American Pie.
Oh.
He was also in Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
He was like the main character. Great dude, awesome music, and he played a cover of Instead of Stacy's mom, he played Stifler's mom, which was pretty freaking cool.
It's only fitting.
Go and
It's
check
only
it
fitting.
out. That's on the Palace Theater YouTube. And shout out to just some of the contributors we have here at Mirth Films. We had one person cover a concert out in Phoenix. The Marias, they're called.
Nice.
Cecilia, thank you for taking awesome pictures there. And then Tammy Eller, who photographed the Mahali and Friends concert at the Pickle Barrel in Killington, Vermont. Thank you for that as well. But yeah, it's been a good week. How's your guys' week been?
Dude, my week has been kind of crazy, kind of busy with stuff. I recently left my band over the weekend.
Yeah, so why'd you leave your band?
Oh, dude. How much time do we have?
we got some time.
We got time?
I love how casually you said it too.
Yeah.
No big deal. I did some stuff.
Well, I don't like to.
I love my band.
I don't like to. I try not to make a
my
big
wife's
deal.
missing. Whatever.
No. I try not to make a big deal about anything. I feel like because when people make a big deal to me, oftentimes it's like, I don't care that much. But
Right.
But it's the humble people that I like making a big deal about.
Of course.
It's like I want to hype you up because you're not doing it and you deserve it. I think you deserve it. But I don't know. Where should I start? Where do you want me to start?
I just want to know what made you want to make this life change.
So
You've been so for a little background.
Okay.
Just on the music side of things, how long have you been playing in the band? And were you playing in the band? And I guess what made you want to make the decision now?
So I joined the band. Best Intentions.
Best Intentions
is the name of the band. It's a pop punk band based out of Nashville, and I joined at I guess 2018, but we weren't really we didn't play a show until the end of 2018.
Okay.
Most of that that first year was me and another dude who was the original member. It was just me and him because it was his band and he moved and he wanted to start it up again. And so most of that year was us just writing music, working on something to put out.
Yeah, sorry.
Dude, all good, bro. I know how the dogs can be, trust me. So
How dare you speak ill of that fucking dog?
But yeah, so most of the first year was us just working on something because we're both engineers and stuff. So
Yeah.
we were we're just gonna work on. Probably it started as an EP. It just turned into our first album, and then we got a drummer, my roommate, who happened to play drums. We got him to join, and it was just a 3-piece, and we played a show at the end of 2018. Classic first show, nobody's there. Not even 5 people, dude. It was this one hardcore band that came through, and us, and then some other local trio, and it was a really weird show for us to play because we're the poppier pop punk type stuff, and yeah, and they were I think they were about to go on tour, and they got it was oh, let's play a couple headliners on the way because they weren't headlining that tour.
Yeah.
And just nobody showed up. And they were kind of jerks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
So maybe people knew that, they're assholes. We're not gonna.
I don't know if
Yeah.
people know that, but and because I'm saying that they're jerks, I don't want to say who it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then but yeah, then we so that was the end of 2018. 2019, we rocked it. We just kept playing shows. We put out an album. 2020. Obviously, shit got really fucked up because the pandemic
100%.
started. We were supposed to go on our first tour in July of 2020, I'm pretty sure, and we didn't go on our first tour till September of 2021 of last year. That's how badly shit got fucked up. So we would have had a whole year of touring history planned to at that point, and then we were actually just playing our first tour.
Which sucks because I know a lot of bands, especially around here in a different genre, had some steam built up going into 2020.
Dude, yeah.
2020 was supposed to be the year for so many different bands, and then we got dealt.
Dude, yeah, it was just like no shows ever except for Texas, and that's where we ended up going for our first tour. We were like, yeah, we're vaccinated. Let's go to Texas.
Let's see what Joe Rogan's doing over there, man.
Dude, yeah, we hung out with the Rogues. Not really.
Yeah,
but,
we all.
we did go to. He's in Austin, right?
Yeah, he is based out of Austin now.
We did go to Austin, which was cool. But yeah, so we rocked that, and then, I don't know. Like then we were, kind of got to the end of this year, and I have a lot of like personal problems with one of the members of the band. He's I guess a nice way to put it is not very honest.
Okay.
And like he's like a pathological liar, and he lied to me a lot. But it's like we couldn't technically kick him out. I'm trying to not. I don't want to like say who it is. I'm not trying to fuck over anybody. I'm trying to be the bigger person.
I think you should stop doing that. I think he should be the biggest piece of
I
shit.
gotta ask a question. If other band members have saw that,
yes.
Why
was I taking it? Well, we did.
Like, I can understand.
We
why
did
you
lose
what
other
you
members, though.
Oh, you did.
Yes.
Because of this guy.
I'm not gonna say it was 100% because of him, but I think it was definitely part of it.
Okay.
Just because I can't speak for them. But yes, I know like they weren't thrilled with him, and they did end up leaving for one reason or another. I stuck around for a while because even though like we all knew this shit was going on, we were trying to get it under control, and we all believed in like ourselves as a unit,
Yeah.
So like that's why I stuck around, but eventually like it just didn't get any better, and it just stopped being fun,
That makes sense.
I'd say like music, along with any other like art form, media. I'm sure you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like so much work. It's expensive, and for the whole time you might be making no money.
Right.
So at the end of the day, it better be fun. If you're gonna keep doing it, you better enjoy it.
You gotta like it. Yeah.
You have to be like, well, at least I fucking killed it, and I'm super proud of what I did.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm gonna keep doing it tomorrow and the next day. But like the band stuff just started to become not as fun, and we kind of started like feeling less like a team.
Yeah.
And I just stopped kind of believing in it, and like, I was just like, I think I just need to stop because this is becoming like just a big, almost like a burden, and that's not what I want. So like, I think for my own mental state, like, I want to keep doing music. I want to have fun with music. That's my life. That's what I've chosen. That I'm like the one thing that I need to be good at. That I'm gonna devote all my time to because I'm not good at a lot of stuff. It's got to be music. So I gotta have fun with it.
Well, you gotta have fun with it, and that's what you said. You stopped having fun with it, and I mean, there's no sense in continuing doing something if you're not getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not getting compensated. Like, I'm not saying like bands should be getting compensated, but it's just how it is. It's just,
I'm not saying we should pay bands or anything.
No, don't.
Don't. Stop that now.
Music should be free.
Music should be free.
They really get enough exposure. But, no, but seriously, when you're like, especially in your early stages, and like, I don't know, I just personally, I can relate to you because like, I've wanted to give up this a couple times just because my heart became not in it anymore, and but luckily I found my flair again. But like,
yeah, bro.
Sometimes you find it in different ways, and music is not gonna end for you just because a band ended. And now that you're up here, and that's another thing, it's like now you're up here, you were living in Nashville, Tennessee area, and there's a whole nother group of musicians up here.
Dude, yeah. And it's funny because before I was in the band, I was like learning how to produce and engineer and stuff, and that was like excuse me, that was like gonna be I want that to be my career. That's what I want to do with music. It's like be behind the board, be writing songs, be like producing songs, working with other people, like other bands for their stuff. That's still what I want to do. That's my main goal. But like I always had a lot of trouble finding work in Nashville because everyone does like pop and country, or like really like I want to say like maybe like DIY emo is the word. If any people know like bands like Free Throw from Nashville, you know what I'm talking about. But and I specialize in more like rock, metal, some hip hop, some pop, you know, but like mainly rock and metal. So it's like when I moved back here, like I actually got way more work because there's more of that here.
There is.
There's a lot more, more just like that stuff, you know. And not that I like wouldn't work on country and pop stuff. Like I can do it. It's just like I'm not as passionate about it. It's a job, you know. And then it's also like you're working with artists and you want to, you know, part of that is like you want to hype them up. You want to make them excited about what they're doing because then you'll get better takes out of them.
Yeah.
And that just became like harder to do because it's so, dude, Nashville's so weird because like everyone is talented. Like everyone is a good singer there who sings pretty much that I met.
Yeah.
And like the stuff you'll hear is like that they're writing, it sounds legit, but it's also just like kind of boring. Like if it's hard to write good songs and like captivating songs and stuff and not sound like everybody else. So it's like these people I don't want to like make them feel bad for what they're doing, but also like it's like I've heard this song 1,000 fucking times before and I know you're just so like it's a lot of egos and it's like I hate that shit. So
ego, and there's a lot of process in it too. Like there is, I mean, when you're writing a pop song, there's a structure to it, and that's not for everybody. And and I can imagine though, like competing, like in a market like Nashville where people literally travel there, like people travel to Colorado for you know, just to live in a legal state. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like Nashville has become that, and just like other cities now are becoming more populated with that. People coming in from different countries. We're even more melting pot than we were 20 years ago. And like how you've described to me, like Nashville has become somewhat of a tourist destination.
It definitely has. Nashville,
where like
Vegas,
Austin
baby.
has not got there yet.
I think it's on its way.
Do you think it's on? It makes sense.
It's a very fast growing city.
I believe it.
But yeah, I haven't spent enough time in Austin to like know how close it is to that, but I think it's gonna happen for them. Nashville, that shit's happening.
It's already there, dude. Kid Rock's got a fucking 5-story bar.
He's not the only one.
But he's probably the coolest one. That dude has a scale model of the fucking White House on his property next to a single wide trailer that he like actively lives in. But the White House, the scale model White House, from what I heard, is a fucking bar.
Damn, dude.
Which is pretty similar to the White House, if it had a bar.
If it had a bar. Does it not have a bar anywhere, like a presidential bar?
You're asking a great question.
It is
That's really what I enjoy about this podcast is we do ask very nitty gritty questions, and that's something that I think is at the very least piqued my interest. Does the Oval Office somewhere in its compound have a bar?
It's got it.
And
it's got a bowling alley.
And how? Yeah, if it has a bowling alley, it's got a basketball court. Thanks to Obama. Fun fact. It's gotta have a fucking bar.
It has a blue room.
It's probably one of those places like
it has
you go to somebody's house, they have like a 6-pack.
Yeah.
They just got like one beer for you.
Yeah, they're like, no, we got beer in the fridge though.
Yeah,
like,
what beer do you think Joe Biden drinks? He seems like a Stella Artois kind of guy.
I mean, if you were a cigarette smoker, you'd be smoking like those fancy like $20 packs of cigarettes.
Like
the Nat Sherman ones.
Parliament.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a Parliament smoker.
No.
He's definitely a Parliament smoker.
He's a Parliament smoker.
And
I think he doesn't drink beer. I think he drinks gin.
He drinks vodka seltzer.
No, gin and tonic. No, gin and tonic with
bitters.
The squeeze. No bitters. Maybe bitters. Squeeze of the lime, but not the actual lime in it.
Yeah, no rind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Ryan.
You give him a gin and tonic with a lime in it, he'll just swat it and be like, "Come on, man." Or
Yeah,
whatever
dude.
Joe Biden says. I don't know.
He does say that. He
Does
says
it?
man a
Does he
lot.
say
Come
Yeah.
on, man. Yeah, it's.
He's a hip.
Come on, man. That's what he said when he was debating Trump. And Trump, like, I don't remember what Trump said. I think he just insulted him or said something crazy. And Biden was just like, come on, man.
I will say the state of American politics is really sad, but the memes that have come out of it
Oh, the
are
memes
fucking
are gold,
Yeah,
dude.
we're
It
living
almost-
in a meme golden age.
It almost
Really? We
makes
are,
the
dude.
decline of the American empire worth it.
Yeah.
So jumping
sure.
back.
Yeah, well, let's get back on.
So you're seeking new opportunities.
Definitely, yeah.
If you need a sound guy live or recording, what do you prefer?
I'm a studio man
If
mostly.
you need a studio
I've
guy,
done live.
mostly
but,
he's done a lot.
You
want
yeah,
Tony.
dude. Yeah, I got
You
you
want
know.
Tony. He's and I can definitely connect you with, like, if you need help with work, like, I can definitely connect you with some sound companies that I
Ooh.
work with. We have a lot of great ones here in the capital region, and there's work to go around for sure.
Hell yeah, I might have to
Um,
take you up on that.
Going back,
Sure.
Tony, I met you through my cousin Nick.
What's up,
Nick
Nick?
is a fucking legend.
Nick
I
is
didn't
a
even,
legend,
I didn't
dude.
even tell him you were coming on, but
Oh.
he will know now.
Pleasant surprise.
And Nick is out crushing it, and just doing great things in his life right now. Really proud of the kid. And I will say, yeah, he introduced me to you. And
Yeah.
you know, back in the day, like, Nick and I were like huge skateboarders. You know,
I
Nick
wanted
was getting
to
a
be,
little older.
but-
He met his own group of kids who skated too.
Yeah.
And the rest
And then
was
he
history.
met you and Gabe. So
Yes.
so how did you meet Nick?
Sorry. Not to break the professionality. I
Oh.
really have to do it.
It's
Dude,
okay. It's
go do
okay.
your thing.
Iris already
It
made a
was
guest
the-
appearance. I'll
Hold
make
on.
a guest exit.
Just
Um,
exit.
So how did I meet Nick? I remember I met Nick. Well, I think I knew we went to middle school together, but like, or maybe we went to elementary school together too. I definitely didn't hang out with him in elementary school though. But I think it was in middle school, and like I got into skating because of my brothers, and except I was really bad at it, so I got into filming, skateboarding.
That's where I relate to you.
Yep. I was not good at skating, but I still love the culture.
Yeah.
So I got into filming, and became passionate about that. But I still like looked like a skater. I still wore all like the skate shit.
Right.
So Nick just like came up to me in school, I'm pretty sure, and just like asked me if I was into skating or something like that. We just started having a conversation,
Okay.
and he's like, "Yeah, I skate too," and like we should like skate together sometime and stuff. And he lived like pretty close by, so.
And you guys are the same age.
Yes,
Okay.
same grade.
Bigger school though.
What?
It's a bigger school in the capital region.
Yeah, I think our graduating class was like around 400 kids.
Yeah, mine was like 80.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a
Forgot
big
you went to
school.
a small school. Yep. So it was like I think it was like we knew about each other, but then we didn't actually start hanging out until like endish of middle school, I think, and when we
Okay.
like started skating and just hanging out, dude. And that's how I met him. That's how I met you.
Yeah.
'Cause he's like my cousin skates and stuff and films and stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
we all should hang out and.
And you
good
had,
times.
dude, you were ahead of your game.
I
Like,
don't
I
know.
look at some of the shots, like, even the one video, I was going to show him before, but, like, there was this one video that Tony made. I forgot what the fuck it was called, but, like, it was a skateboarding video where it was, like, 2011.
Yeah.
We were doing a lot of skating at that time, and I would say that was probably the best. That was probably the prime of my skateboarding if I didn't get into listening
too.
to Fish. Like,
Yeah.
we were hard in it. You know, I had flip tricks. Like, I don't know. It was really exciting, the whole process, because
Dude, yeah.
I was always a kid, just like you,
Mhm.
filming behind the scenes, like,
Yep.
of my friends in Lake George. And then, like, I don't know. I just, like, you were filming at the same time, so it's like, okay, cool, I can get some tricks.
Yeah.
And, like, my cousin would always film me, too, and, like, he was a great filmer.
Yeah.
Like, he knew his way around the
He could
camera.
get the job done.
Yeah, and, but it was just, I don't know, I felt like I pushed myself more than I ever did. Like, one of the standout tricks I feel like I did was, there's, like, this, across from where Bogies used to be in Albany, New York, there's this, like, two-stair yellow ledge.
Yup. Yeah.
And I 50-50 front shoved it. Like, it took me a while. I battled it. It was fucking hot out that day. I remember I was sweating my ass off. It's great though. Like, and then like the banks over in Albany, that used to be a tennis court that are now filled in now. I think I did like a frontside flip there. I was like more pumped about that flat ground trick than the whole fucking part.
Nice.
But yeah, so like that was just so cool. Like, and like you tried starting a skateboarding team clothing company called Smacked.
Mm-hmm.
And this was actually fucking cool because you actually made shirts.
Like, I did, because I do, like, I still do a little graphic design. I don't like doing it, but like, it's work, and I do it when like I'm, if I ever need it for personal stuff. But yeah, I was like, because all the skate companies, I guess the cool thing would have been to make boards,
right?
But like, I was like, I'm like 13, I can't make skateboards.
Manufacture skateboards.
I can't manufacture skateboards
in your bedroom.
But like I can design like funny shirts and see if anyone wants to buy them, and like then sponsor skaters with it and stuff. So, dude, I don't know. It ended up just being like a bunch of people just hanging out, skating, and just repping it. But
and it was cool too. Like there was a vibe that was going on.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta ask, how? Okay, you started skateboarding. You were filming your brother.
Mm-hmm.
You were influenced by your other brother. You have two brothers.
I have a stepbrother, an older stepbrother who used to skate.
Used to skate. Okay, so how did you? When you went to Woodward for this?
Yes.
How far after that was it like I'm going to Woodward?
From skating, dude. Oh, well, let's see. I think my first year at Woodward was either like 2008 or 2009. I went 2 years. So, I don't know. Like, I don't think I knew about it. I think my brothers found out about it because it might have been on, like, we had, like, Fuel TV and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. So, I think there was, like, Woodward stuff on that. And they were just, like, obviously, like, Woodward's this action sports mecca in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, with like 10 skate parks. It's even bigger now, but like back then it was still the shit, like a skater's dream, summer camp for skateboarding.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but my my uncle was like, I'll send him. I think my mom knew we really wanted to go. But, like, my mom, like, growing up, my mom didn't have a lot of money, and Woodward's not cheap.
Well, it's not expensive. Yeah, it's like, what, $1,500 for the week?
For a week, yeah, like, something like that. It is not cheap. But my uncle was kind enough to just send me and my brother there for, like, 5 weeks. So I think, like, my mom just asked me, like, you can do this, too, with Gabe if you want to go. And do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, like, why not? Because they had a film program. So like I did the film program, rocked that, and then the next year I went back for 2 weeks, and the first week I was a camper, but the second week, during the first week, I asked them if I could like do the internship. They needed another intern the next week, and they said yes, and I was 14. I was the youngest intern they ever had.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Wow. Yeah. Which was kind of
and that must have been an insane experience. What were some of the filmmakers that you got to work with?
So one that stuck out, cause like he made one of my favorite skate movies of all time was Greg Hunt. I
love the movie Greg Hunt. It's great.
Greg Hunt.
Great filmmaker though. Seriously.
Yeah, he did Alien Workshop's Minefield movie.
Amazing.
So he was there 1 week, and like I just fangirled over him and just asked him like so many questions and wanted to hang out with him all the time, which is super nerdy and weird, but he was very cool and nice, and he like gave me a when he left, like one of the last days of that week, he like left me a like signed copy of Minefield, but it wasn't just like his name, like he wrote me a letter inside the booklet and was like, like it was really cool getting to meet you and like watch you make your movie, like your skate film, because you'd make a film every week. He's like, good luck with everything and stuff, like stay in touch, and like I still have it. I like hang it up wherever I live. I like hang it up on the wall.
That's insane, dude.
And like once every 2 years I'll like watch the movie.
Was he ever like, hey, call me when you're 18?
No, that would have been kind of weird.
That would be weird.
But
But I mean, like, you know, like you're a kid at
I know what you
14
mean.
years old,
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I guess he said like stay in touch, and I think we did like text a little bit,
No
like back
shit.
and forth.
Okay.
But no, I haven't talked to him in a really long time.
And for those who don't know, Greg Hunt is responsible for making the DC video, one of the most iconic skateboarding videos of all time, along with Minefield, just like Tony said, which also is a great video. It is one of my. There's another alien video that I really like. I can't remember it, but
have they done another one since
they,
that?
they haven't done one since that, but there was
Okay.
one prior to that. I think it might have been maybe like a habitat alien thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arto Sari joined the team right around that time after leaving Flip, which was monumental in skateboarding at the time. It was the heyday era of Mikey Taylor, who is now like a gazillionaire just from becoming like this massive like influencer through like business.
And he's really nice.
And you met him.
I've met Mikey Taylor.
That's
He was at
insane,
Woodward
dude.
1 week. Very nice guy.
Who else? You had Josh Kalis. You had, at that time, 2009 Minefield. Josh Kalis, Rob Deerdick. Yes, he did skateboard. He didn't just have a TV
Dude,
show.
yeah.
What?
Rob Deerdick's part is super short in that movie. I remember that was the thing because I was also a huge Rob Deerdick fan.
Yeah.
So I asked Greg, like, you know, and Rob, anyone who's like watched Rob and Big, Ridiculousness, any of his shows, you know, he's just like this crazy out there kind of guy. So I asked him, like, is he actually like that? And he's like, yes. He is like that. And he apparently wanted to go all out, like, was just super stoked about Minefield and wanted to just have, like, the craziest part. And then he got injured and, like, he was busy. I think it's like a mix of that, and that's why his part is, like, the shortest in the video, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, and because to me, like, even his part in the DC video, while like the whole, like, you know, that's where Big Black came from, was from a skateboarding movie. He was in this skateboarding movie called the DC video. It was this whole thing about how Rob wanted security to stop security from stopping him. Because Love Park at the time, Love Park's like this iconic skateboarding mecca on the East Coast in Philly. You know, kids are getting busted left and right, arrested for skateboarding, and like, so like the DC video, a lot of those people skated at that place at the time. So because of that, the script was created, and it was great. I think it was very entertaining, but I really don't think Rob Deerdick. I personally think Rob Deerdick is overrated as a skateboarder.
Yeah,
I think his contributions to skateboarding, the street league, you know, doing mainstream things just like Tony Hawk did to bring our sport to another level.
Yeah.
Rob's, you know, we owe him for that.
Yeah.
But like, I like that part, Dear Mr. Fantasy, Traffic, the song, that fucking is off. Like, that part is sick. Like, for what it was.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, like the dinosaur, like I was exposed to Dinosaur Jr. because of that video.
Same.
Like,
dude, right?
that is one thing. Like, if you don't, like, you wouldn't understand unless you were a skateboarder. But if you watch skateboarding movies, especially at the time where skateboarding full-length movies were a thing, I mean, I could probably name like 100 songs on my Spotify list that came from watching skate videos.
The playlist was crazy.
And if you're ever like watch a skate video, like, damn, that's awesome, I really want to know what that song is, skatevideosite.com. I have like
Nice.
like there's a website dedicated to skateboarding video soundtracks.
There has to be.
I'm not bullshitting you.
They had the craziest soundtracks. Like, it was nuts.
Nuts. And
the games, all the games had crazy
course.
soundtracks. That is where I got most of my music during those years.
Legit.
Like, before I was playing at all.
Especially you're, you know, kids at that time are impressionable age.
Yeah.
You're growing up at the you know, at the skate park. For us, it was the Shelter Skate Park, which
R.I.P.,
other kids
bro.
are listening to other shit. I mean, I probably listened, you know, I probably heard Notorious B.I.G. before I even knew what Notorious B.I.G. was.
Yeah,
just
straight
because
up.
I went to that fucking skate park.
That was another cool thing about like the skate music side of it was like you had everything, dude. You had like thrash, punk, indie, hip hop, like metal, just all of it, bro.
Yeah.
Like just it did not matter. Like if there was a way you could skate to it, people would. Like
yeah, and like dragging that into the mainstream, I feel like today's culture pulls a lot from skateboarding, and I say that for many reasons. The first time I ever noticed it was in like 2008, 2009. Flannels became this huge fucking thing.
dude, yeah.
And personally, the only time I ever saw people wearing flannels were like Jamie Thomas or like some crazy radical skateboarder or just grunge culture, and they took it from us. They took flannels from us.
Dude.
No, but like, and just like other things too, like music. I mean, we're in the Olympics now. Like, you know, people know what a kickflip is. Like,
yeah.
Like where before it was like, you know, he's doing this maneuver in the air, like, you know, some ESPN guy.
I feel like
explaining
10 years ago, like regular people would just come up with some ridiculous term to like make fun of a trick. Like a side flip-de-dip-de flip, and like they'd say some shit like that.
He did 8 spins in the air.
Like
incredible.
Because like yeah, and it's like no, it's a kickflip. Like no, I don't think anyone does that anymore. Thankfully, that was like an annoying thing, but
yeah.
But yeah, dude, skating's out there now.
It is, and it is the foundation of my life. I don't have anything I would have had without skateboarding because I would have never picked up a camera. Like I would have had nothing to film. Like
yep.
Like
I didn't make any like other types of movies really.
No.
I guess I eventually transitioned to trying to do music videos, but
Right.
started with skateboarding.
Which is kind of similar
100%.
though, because when you take, you know, you're making fast cuts. Where do you learn that from? Fucking skateboarding.
Skateboarding, dude.
And gonna go into the chat here. We got Dylan McKenzie, a little late to the podcast because I was snowshoeing.
Ooh.
You could have just said your dog ate your homework, buddy. No, I'm just kidding.
Same result.
No, that's cool.
No, but that's cool, man. Dylan out there getting it today. It's actually like 40 degrees here in Albany. Beautiful.
It would be a good day to go snowshoeing.
It would.
I think, yeah.
Honestly, skateboarding, like
if you can find a
winter
patch,
day,
yeah.
You know, get a broom, move that salt, create a little path for that mani pad that you're only gonna do a dollar manual on. Okay. We're wrapping up towards the end of the podcast, but before we do that, we didn't have a lot of topics. We didn't really have any topics where we talked about this week because we wanted to talk about our guest here today.
Yeah, what else?
Something
what else
in the news that I
docket?
want to talk about because I think it affects the way media is presented and what is allowed, what's not allowed. This Joe Rogan story.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. So Joe Rogan, from my understanding, he basically interviewed a guest who was trying to say that the COVID-19, pandemic, there's some, bullshit in what the government and the way things are, and people were pissed because Joe Rogan had on a guest because they didn't necessarily, believe or think that this guy was telling the truth or saying, things he should be saying, and therefore Joe Rogan received a lot of backlash because of the conversation he had with this person.
Yeah.
I can't put the name to this person here, but so through that, there has been musicians, artists who've stood up against Joe Rogan, against Spotify in general, which I will just say, separate from this scenario, Spotify pays artists nothing. It's disgusting.
It's pretty low.
But back to this, Neil Young had something to say about it. Bonnie Raitt had something to say about it, and I just want to say that my opinion, in my opinion, I personally think that Joe Rogan did nothing wrong. All I think he did was have a conversation. If you actually watch Joe Rogan's podcast, which I've been watching his podcast probably since like 2015, he actually talks pretty fairly and he doesn't take sides. And for the most part, when he gets something wrong, he makes it known. and he doesn't get upset about somebody calling him out. He owns up to it.
Yeah.
He's level-headed for the most part, and I mean, this is a vaccinated guy talking to somebody who wasn't even vaccinated. So if you want to say that, Joe's trying to defend the opposite side, if you're trying to choose a side, it's not what he was doing. He was just having a conversation just to get a different point of view, and I don't think there's any crime in that. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If I don't like your blue jean jacket, at least I can still sit in the same room with you and talk to you. Personally, I think it got a little blown out of proportion. And he apologized. He had a great thing he said, and he even had a good outcome from it, which was, if I'm going to have on somebody that is going to be talking about a controversial topic, I'm going to have somebody on the following episode who thinks differently to combat that, so that the viewer can choose for themselves. Which, at the end of the day, it's just a podcast. You should choose what you want to believe, not what somebody's just saying, because it is an opinionated. There's opinion in podcasts for sure. Just like how I think Rob Dyrdek's overrated. It's my opinion.
As a skateboarder, he is definitely overrated.
I'm just saying, but somebody might love Rob Dyrdek and think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But
dude, yeah,
that's just my opinion. I want to just go through a round table. You don't even have to agree with me. I just want to know what you guys think. That's all.
Okay. Who's going first? Bray, you want to go?
Oh, yeah. All right.
God.
I like Joe Rogan. Obviously, I've been watching him since I was a wee man. During the Fear Factor days when he still had hair, he was giving away $50,000, and all he had to do was eat worms and shit. Regardless, as I stay away from my digressions, Joe Rogan is very good at many things with his podcast, but what's at the forefront is healthy dialogue. And he has described himself multiple times as someone who's perched upon the fence, and he asks questions. He's a curious motherfucker, and that's what we need, people like him around, just asking questions. He wants answers. He wants different perspectives, and if you guys had good parents, they probably told you when you left for school for the day, come back knowing more than when you left. With all that in mind, I mean, obviously, the definition of a lot of things has gotten pretty fucking out of proportion. The definition of a fact, the definition of a conspiracy theorist, the definition of Lord knows what else has all gotten a little out of whack. But with all of that in mind, I think Joe Rogan does serve a very important role. He is almost like this mindful watchdog of when mainstream media outlets perhaps say things or give analytics and data that isn't necessarily super confirmed, and when they only represent one side of things. Joe Rogan is just, he's healthy dialogue, and sometimes he's opposition, but it's never by choice. It just happens that he has guests that go against what's considered the mainstream or the consensus. But I think he's a necessary role, and if you as an artist on Spotify disagree with him, that's your thing, man. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. But Rockin' in the Free World was an alright song, I guess.
Yeah, and just to provide a little context before you get to your opinion here, Joe Rogan in his statement, he said, and you can watch it, go find it, it's everywhere. Sounds such a bad statement. I feel like
that's everywhere.
I feel like I'm some dude who was a president in 2016. But no, he made a statement that his last day of work, he was working a Neil Young concert as security at the which is now the Xfinity Center which was Great Woods in Mansfield, Massachusetts, and basically watch the video. But basically, he quits his job and leaves his job listening to Rockin' in the Free World. He's a huge Neil Young fan, and what really makes me love the guy is that he didn't even take it personal, what Neil Young said. Neil Young has his own opinion too, which we're all entitled to, and Joe still likes it. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Nice.
But out of don't whatever your opinion is, you don't have to agree with us. What are your thoughts on just the topic and relating to a bigger picture?
Well, I definitely agree with some of the stuff, like, because I used to watch Rogan more. I don't really anymore. Not because I don't like him. I just kind of fell out of it.
You go in phases.
What?
Yeah, phases.
Yeah, phase. Yeah, you're into different stuff at different times.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, and I do like how he definitely does try to get both sides of the story and interviews their extreme sides or extreme people on both sides. Is what I'm rather trying to say. And yeah, he's tries not to be very opinionative and stuff. Tries to be give them a fair shot to say what they gotta say. I do think though he has gotten to, because he's the biggest podcaster in the world now. He's massive, which no one would have predicted that when he started doing the Joe Rogan experience. Especially not him. I don't think, because he just wanted to have comedians on and
he's gonna have fun with his friends.
Yeah, just fuck around on his friends and post it on the internet. But now it's he is there's so many people that look to him for news and everything, because the regular news sucks and it's very biased depending on what channel you watch.
Right.
So he's cool because he's trying to paint just an unbiased picture of a topic of what's going on. So he has these types of guys on. And I just think he's got to be careful, because obviously you guys know the whole pandemic. It's what is real, what is not, what is the facts about the virus and how coronavirus works and how the vaccines work. It's I don't know. I'm just and I'm just I get vaccinated and I'm just trying to live my life, and I'll get the vaccines and I'll try to be mindful.
Well, that's the thing. It's it's not even necessarily the vaccine that's the issue. When you bring up some of the things that have happened and unraveled throughout the pandemic, what to me is some of the other social things that have been affected because everybody just decided to spend their $1,200 check on a fucking big pot and a nice stirring rod to stir the pot.
Oh, dude.
Because
make it chilly.
I mean, this has not been easy on anybody. Everybody has been affected by this.
Yeah.
And I only said that as a joke but I think that when people have too much time on their hands, they look too much into things.
Yeah,
and I think that happens with anything.
That's definitely true. The internet has just
crazy.
been wild the last 2 years.
It's insane. And I personally think that, I don't know, I agree with you. Joe Rogan, and he does have he plays a role now.
Yeah, whether he likes it or not.
And the sad thing is that, in my eyes, just from what research I've done on this topic, it sucks that money is a thing, because Joe Rogan gets 11 million viewers per podcast, and he's now stepping on the feet of, major, corporate news corporations, and he is a voice just like them. Honestly, now bigger more than ever. He is the male Oprah. He defines what is good.
He's male Oprah.
People. But that's where it's that's where it's just do your research. Find out the information for yourself, and let yourself decide what you think, because this is just one guy just trying to provide some context. The context is not what the facts are always. So you just got to keep in mind,
That's true.
You watch CSI, that shit's it's fake, it's scripted.
Sure.
I'm not saying Joe Rogan's fake and scripted. I'm just saying there's entertainment aspects in these things. That's all.
He is entertainment.
He is entertainment.
He's not news.
Yeah, I mean,
just like John Oliver, he's got a great show too, but it is not news. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
Go get a multiple source, you know, a different source.
Yeah, read like 6 news articles before you
Yeah.
decide. Like, that's up to you as an America, you know?
Yeah,
America.
that's your duty.
But just because we're wrapping up, we have to wrap this up. We always end this with what we've been watching, what we've been listening, what we've been playing, what we've been consuming for media.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna just start. I've been watching a lot of Tony Hawk Gigantic Skate Park Tour 2001.
Dude.
I had this movie pop up in my head. It was one of my favorite like tour videos from back in the day, just because like every walk of life in skateboarding is in this tour video, and some asshole uploaded it to YouTube, and now we get to watch it. So I watched that. That's been great.
Nice.
I've been playing a lot of Saints Row still. Just beat Saints Row 1 2 nights ago. So now I got Saints Row 4 done. I got Saints Row 1 done. Doug and I, we've been playing multicam. I'm like mixing in different shit now. Doug and I have been playing multiplayer co-op of Saints Row 2 story. Favorite Saints Row game. Love that one.
Dude, Saints Row 2 is the best one.
It's the best one.
Yeah.
I have yet to play the third, which I didn't play the third when it first came out because I heard it's over the top.
It is, but it's still kind of fun.
If it's fun, I'm
Kind of
down.
fun.
I mean,
Yeah.
Saints Row 4 is the most over the top game you could ever
Didn't
play
play
in your
that
life.
one because I think it just looked weird.
It is my favorite game. One of my favorite games
Really?
of all time because of how over the top is.
Okay.
Like I don't play a game like that, like GTA Sandbox, like because I want to. I feel like GTA. It's a little too serious sometimes for me to like fully enjoy it, take a break. You know, I feel like I have to be immersed in it. And also, I was playing GTA Definitive Edition. San Andreas crashed on the Game Pass, so I was like, I had to stop playing. I was like 60% done with the game.
I was
so
playing that too.
so
it looks, it's like the graphics are so bad. It just looks weird. Like,
I honestly like it.
no, the game's still
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, the game's
but
still
it
good.
just it's like funny that they like the way they up-resed it, and it's like this
It's
doesn't.
like cartoony. a
It
little
looks
bit.
so cartoony.
It's a little
like-
cartoony. I really want to play the third though. But yeah, so just getting through Saints Row, and like while I'm waiting to get through Saints Row 2 with Doug, I'm playing Saints Row 4 Get Out of Hell, which is also
Nice.
even worse than Saints Row 4 and the overtop aspect. But listening wise, I've just been on a big WWE soundtrack binge.
Nice,
The
dude.
game, Triple H, great intro song. If I could live my life to that song, I think I would.
can.
I think I'm going to.
You
I
can.
should say.
You should.
He is
It's
Triple
time to
H.
play the game, right? ASG, great band, heavy metal, little punk aspect, hardcore. The Dull Blade, great song to check them out and get a little understanding of what they are. I've been listening to Casey and the Sunshine. That's the way I like it.
Hey.
I like it.
That's a fun song.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
And then Traffic as well. I brought them up. Rob Dyrdek's part. Great band. What have you been consuming?
Jeez,
Other than
on the spot
PBRs.
again. Other than
PBRs,
PBRs,
bro.
other than the crispy pippers, I've been on. If you guys are not aware, there is like 5 or 6 different massive, like 1 million+ subscriber YouTube channels, where they're all in the theme of primitive technology. And let me tell you, very few things are as soothing as watching like two people with like sticks build like a house in the middle of the woods. And it's something about it, dude. It's really nice. There was once upon a time when COVID first started, I thought the end was near. So I had a bag packed. I was ready to start life in the middle of the Adirondacks. So this kind of served as my inspiration, but it's also a nice thing to fall asleep to because it's nothing serious. You kind of have an idea of how everything ends. And it's just great entertainment all throughout. But other than that, in terms of music, I've been listening to a lot of like 70s hits, like Boogie Oogie Oogie by A Taste of Honey.
No, you gotta love the funk.
Well, you gotta let the funk out, dude.
Dude, I love that.
And sometimes you gotta let the dog out. That pretty girl. But other than that, Village People for sure. Some Macho Man, some In the Navy, of course YMCA,
Nice.
which as of tomorrow will be 43 43 years.
43 years since the song came out.
Since it hit the Billboard Top 100.
Wow.
And if that doesn't make you jive, and I don't know what's going to make you jive.
I want to jive.
I want to jive.
Yeah.
Do you want to jive, Frankie?
I want to jive. I want to boogie, oogie, oogie.
So you just can't boogie no
Till I
more.
just can't boogie.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, ain't that right?
Iris,
There you
I'm gonna let you down. This is obviously making you uncomfortable. What about you, man?
I guess let's start. Where should I start? Movies and stuff. We just got Disney Plus. Well, we're trying it out for a month.
Nice.
So my girlfriend showed me Encanto, which was really good.
That's cool.
And then one night I smoked a little and watched Smart House for old time's sake.
Never heard of it.
You never watched Smart House? Well, did you ever watch like the Disney Channel original movies?
I hated the Disney.
Yeah, they were awful.
I the only,
but you watched
the only Disney movie that I watched. I was like, super cool. Blank Check.
Blank Check.
Blank Check. See, I don't know that one.
Blank Check. This kid gets like, this rich guy accidentally drops $1 million check on the ground. The kid grabs it.
And he didn't make. He didn't.
snap.
Or no,
say-
he writes the kid the check, but he accidentally gives him the $1 million check.
Nice,
What?
dude. So it's like a rich kid.
So that's cool. You're dabbling.
They
in
let
some
him cash
Disney-
it.
Yeah, they let him cash it.
But yeah, no. See, I hated the Disney too when I was like a teenager and stuff. But I also love like bad movies, like poorly done movies, which most of the Disney Channel original movies were like way low budget.
Yeah.
So Smart House is awesome. It's about this kid. It's like him. He's like a teenage boy with his little sister and his dad. Their mom died, and the kid is like overworking himself to like keep up. Like he's doing all these chores that the mom would do because he doesn't want his dad to feel like he needs to like get out there and like find someone new. So he's like super busy, and he enters this contest. I guess he's always entering contests, which is kind of funny.
Okay.
But doesn't come back. They just mention it when he's entering the Smart House contest, and so like he wins the house, no strings attached. This like house, and it's like if it had like Amazon like Echoes built into everything, but like way more advanced. Like you can they throw a party without the dad knowing, and it's a mess. And then the house is like, because the dad's on his way home and the kids are freaking out. The house is like, just throw everything on the floor, and just all of the stuff, like all the and it's like a kid party on Disney, so there's no alcohol. There's just like soda and like chips. And it all just like sinks into the carpet. It like vacuums itself.
No way.
Yeah, dude, you gotta watch this movie. But yeah, and then the house goes crazy and like tries to be their mom and like doesn't want to let him out and stuff. And it's nuts, dude. Smart House.
Wow.
You gotta watch Smart House.
Don't watch it at night, kids.
No, watch it at night. Watch it at night by yourself in the dark. You will love it. But so that's like movie stuff. Games. I was telling you earlier, I'm playing Skyrim. I'm giving that another shot.
Nice.
Because I never beat it, and it's pretty great. So right.
It's
so
been
far.
on my game library for like 2 months.
Yeah.
But like it's just like, I know it's a game where like I would probably get super into.
Yeah.
I tried playing Witcher 3. I really liked it.
I loved Witcher 3.
I just got hung up on a part, so I didn't play it anymore. But I really want to play Skyrim first before getting back into Witcher 3.
Yeah, definitely finish Witcher 3 because it's awesome. But Skyrim so far is really great. Other than that, playing some COD Cold War, checking that out because I didn't get it when it came out.
Okay.
Halo Infinite, still rocking that. It's pretty awesome.
Hell yeah! Did you beat it?
I did beat it. Yeah.
Nice. What did you think about the whole Cortana situation? Because personally, I don't like it.
Like what happened to her, or what ended up happening with her, or
I just don't like that her story of her dying was told without her being there. Like I don't like. I personally, I'm sorry for interrupting. But
no, you're good.
I played through all the Halos.
Same.
And
I love Halo.
I know people didn't like 5.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
It's all right.
I personally liked the at least the controlling.
The gameplay was good in 5.
It was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously she went haywire. But like, there's like no explanation of like her gap in between like 5 and the events leading up to where she was going to die, and
I think it's in the audio logs. Like you have to dig for it.
Okay. See,
I've
I haven't
heard.
collected all of them.
Yeah, me neither, and I'm not gonna go through all those. But basically, like I know what you're talking about. The reason I kind of give it a pass is because I know they like really fucked up on the story with 5.
Yeah.
Like 343 did, and they know it, and I think they were like, okay, this is the way we're gonna try to like explain it and like tie it all back in like in a way that works.
Yeah.
So it's like them cleaning up their mess.
They got saved.
Yes. But I think the story was good. I think the best critique I've heard of the story is that other Halo games were not. It's like very much just about the Master Chief and Cortana and like their relationship the weapon, and I know people complained a lot on 5 because like Master Chief was only in 3 missions, which is super lame. But the best critique I heard of the new game story was that Halo was never about the Master Chief. It was about this overarching war, and Chief was just the vessel that the player used or like to get the story from.
Right, and to credit 4 and 5, I think 4 and 5, especially 4, is what told the bigger picture of the Halo universe outside of the 1, 2, 3 series. Like they explained the Forerunners.
They did
creation,
branch out
like,
a lot.
Like
I miss the Flood like crazy. I miss fighting the Flood.
I hate the Flood.
That's why I miss them, dude. Because it's like they show up and you're like, oh fuck, dude! Like I gotta fight these motherfuckers again, and it's fun.
I think my favorite aspect of Halo Infinite is definitely the grappling hook.
Oh yeah, I didn't even
zipping across the.
I barely used the other ones. Like
you gotta get in a new Xbox. I mean, even Xbox One, you can play the new Halo, but like Xbox Series SX, like Halo is open world now. It is the best like Halo game I felt in the controller.
Oh, gameplay wise, it's better than any
blown
Halo
away.
Game. Yeah.
Even if you didn't like Halo before, like Doug never liked Halo because like it didn't have like the left trigger zooms, like some modern aspects of modern shooters.
Yep.
That game kicks ass, which I personally think puts Xbox in a great position. PlayStation just bought Bungie 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Destiny is not as cool in my opinion.
No, it's not as cool. PlayStation has decided to keep it open world, which is a good aspect in their scenario because they want to make some money. I mean,
you mean like games as a service?
Yeah, they're gonna keep it open world, but like Microsoft just bought Activision. They just bought who else owns
Blizzard
and like
Bethesda.
Bethesda.
They own for.
So just think about Game Pass for a second.
Game Pass.
Every Call of Duty on there.
That's what I'm hoping.
Every Tony Hawk on there.
That is
every Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Every Fallout,
every Fallout's already on it, and they got Skyrim.
Every day one Xbox,
that's been
release.
sick.
Like that.
Dude.
If you were, I don't know. If I personally, if I was a gamer in 2022 and I didn't have a system yet, I would buy the Xbox Series XS because.
Well, you get what you can get.
You get what you can get.
You can't get the PlayStation.
You can't get the PlayStation,
but it does end up being a good decision.
I think Xbox is gonna be hard to mess with this year.
It is, dude. They're crushing the console wars.
And with that being said,
I didn't do bands. I
guess
music.
Let's
but
hear
that's
it quick.
video games. Bands. Who I got? Shout out Teenage Wrist. Shout out Loathe. I feel like there was one other band I just thought of. Well, you guys were doing yours, and I can't remember. Shout out my brother's band, Young Culture.
Shout out Young Culture.
Culture.
Let's have you back on, man.
I'd love to come back.
We'll talk schedules, and if you wanna give this guy some money of yours, please go to Bombers in Albany, New York.
I work
and
there,
tip him well.
$100 minimum.
He deserves a tip.
Thanks, guys.
Tip them how much Brett Porter tips. And with that being said, we are. I'm gonna declare this right now. We are an Xbox podcast.
We are an Xbox podcast right now.
Screw PlayStation. Yeah. All right. We're Xbox homies.
We are an Iris.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 4 of the of the Cheap Flights and Cornbread podcast. And as all of you know, you can listen to this podcast the day after it goes live on iTunes and Spotify. You can watch it live every single week here on Facebook and YouTube. And please go to mirth-films.com for all the latest live music, news, concert recaps, subculture news, skateboarding news, all that good stuff. Greg Bell trailer, go check that out. That comes out fall 22. It's going to be a big deal. And next week, we're going to be switching things up a little bit. We won't see Brett next week, but guess what? You'll see him on Mirth Minute tomorrow. So make sure, watch the Mirth Minute tomorrow because it's going to be a great episode because there was great things that we've talked about and we can't wait to share with you. This has been amazing. I am Frank Cavone. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great Groundhog Day.
Yeah, happy Groundhog
and have a great 6 more weeks of winter.